It is now in America's national interest to stop aggressive naval patrolling 12 miles off China's shores, because if you do that 20 years from now, there'll be aggressive Chinese naval patrolling 12 miles off California's shores. But I think the time has come for the United States to think very hard about a world in which it might become number 2 and China might become number 1. Then surely America's interests change dramatically. And that's why, if America wants to see a China emerge that plays by global multilateral rules and processes, the best way it can do so is not by giving speeches or saying eloquent words, and that's a sign of the times, that countries are now preparing for a world in which the United States will no longer be number 1. To understand non-Western perspectives in the world, and it's actually quite frightening that in many ways I find American intellectuals behind intellectuals, including in Serbia, where I just was, or Greece, or in Istanbul, because they are much more aware of what's happening in the world. Chinese do not believe in proselytizing their beliefs. They do not believe that you have to copy or emulate them to succeed. So in a sense, we will have a very different world when the world's number 1 power in the world is no longer a missionary power in the world. You know, if you look back over the longer history of China over the past 2,000 years or so, it's actually a provocative point I'm going to make here is be careful what you wish for. Because if the Chinese political system becomes more democratic, it could very well become far more nationalist and far more aggressive as a power. And the great paradox here is that the Chinese Communist Party is actually delivering a global public good by restraining Chinese nationalism. And if you didn't have a strong Chinese Communist Party in charge, you might actually get a more nationalist, a more assertive